Alright, I'm gonna make this video as quick as possible because, well, just got in from work I got in from work like 3 hours ago. Um, really tired. Don't really want to mess around with any of this. But needless to say, notice how it's really quiet in this room right now. Well, here's the funny part about it. This goes back to my giant mora that I posted pictures of yesterday. Everybody saying how crazy loud it's going to be, this and that, and well, whatever. As I said, notice how quiet it is in the room right now. Well, here you go. Here you go. The mora is up and running. The rig test bench is up and running. There's my GPU temps, or there's my GPU temp right there. And I will say it right off the bat, no, this lower set of 4 fans is not working. If I plug it in, it'll fire up, spin, then it dies back out. I gotta take that set. I gotta take that set off because somewhere in those 4 fans, it's not creating a good enough connection. But either or, all those fans are working, and even in the bottom set is working. And I did see some comments about being up against the wall. It's not up against the wall at all. Yes, those two bottom sets of back fans are on, but either or, like I said, it is not up against the wall at all. That's about a good, from here to the wall, it's about a good 6.5 inches. There's more than enough airflow. And to address the whole comment gig on just using a car radiator or whatever, I cannot use a car radiator. Seriously, people, let's get to reality here. There's 3 radiators for the GPU, 3 radiators for the CPU. Therefore, this Mora is a dual input, dual output. Car radiators don't have that. Car radiators have one passageway that handle everything. In this case, an automotive radiator will not work. So that takes care of that. If I were to put an automotive radiator in here and do it, it would be a single passageway for both the CPU and GPU, which would cause them both to run warmer. Being that the CPU and GPU are on its own loops, which says the bottom 3 is the CPU, top 3 is the GPU. They're on their own loops. I ain't got to worry about one heating up the other. They do what they do. But that's pretty much that. On the end of that, I do not have the test bench dialed in to the Mora. Reason being, it's going to be either Saturday or Tuesday. My EVGA Z590 dart comes in, so I'm not gonna waste my time spending hours dialing in the hardware for the Mora when I gotta do that for my new motherboard when it comes in anyway. So it'll be a waste of time. But that's gonna be hours of tuning anyway. But either or, that's how it works. That's really it. Um, Trying to think of all the comments that I read, people saying different things. Um, and just like with any system, I don't care what system it is, doesn't matter how many fans you have. When you put a load to it, everything's going to ramp up, yes. But as you hear it now, it's quite silent. And I'll tell you what I'm running. I'm running the 10900K. Turn the light off. Running the 10900K, and there's the temps. As I said, I am not dialed in for the cooling, but not complaining at all. Sitting at 5.1 gigahertz, all cores. AC is not on. Nothing's on at all. It's comfortable in here. I don't want to say it's cold. I don't want to say it's hot. It's comfortable. Um, but as I said, there it is, up and running, as you guys can see it. And I'll give you. And I'm not gonna try to hide anything at all. I'm gonna be as honest as I possibly can. Yes, I do have zip ties holding it together. Laugh all you want. Do I really care? No. Because what's going to happen is I am going to be building a custom aluminum frame to house all this. And on the back, yes, I do intend to take and have fans going up the back too. So what you see on the bottom with the dual fan, with the fans in the pole position, I'm going to have that on the top too. And how I actually have it balanced right now, it sounds fun. It may look funny, it may sound funny, but it works. I actually have the top corner here zip tied to my stand here, which actually has it pretty solid. It's not going anywhere. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And a big thing in the comment section that I kept getting hit with, so much rads, this, that. Okay, I'm gonna explain it to you really as simple as I possibly can. Radiators have saturation rates. What saturation rates means is they have, all radiators are rated, whether it's cars or PC water cooling, all radiators are rated to have a saturation rate on what they can cool. In my case, I'm increasing the saturation rate. What's that mean? It's the time it takes for the loop to heat up. The longer it takes for the loop to heat up, the cooler the system stays under load. The cooler the system stays under load, the harder I can push it for longer, which is in daily usage or even overclocking, whatever. Which when I do overclocking, I actually have my benching radiators that I use, which is which was just two of them. It's a 30 or it's a 80 millimeter 360 and a 60 millimeter 360 that I have together. And yes, I do put on my AC until I jump to LN2, but that's a whole different gig. And I'm definitely going to say those who come out, and I have had comments talking about LTT, aka Linus Tech Tips. No, I do not own the rights to use the name. About how he did it and diminishing returns. This and that. LTT is a joke. I watched the video. He made so many mistakes in the video, it's not even funny. Yeah, he did the whole mora gig, this and that. He never set the computer, the rig, up to take advantage of the cooling. You're not going to just throw cooling, or you're not going to just throw radiators on a rig, turn it on, run it, and expect crazy results or anything like that whatsoever. You have to dial the hardware into the cooling. It's just like when you go out and you buy an AIO and you put it on your rig. You have to dial the rig. In this case, you have to dial the CPU into the AIO. Well, once you do that, then you get the full advantage of it. But in the case of me going crazy like this, it's all about saturation rates at this point in time. Now, if I want to, can I turn the AC on? So yeah, I can massively drop temps. But either or, going back to the computer here, this is just pretty much going to show on the end of saturation. As you can see, 10900K, 5.1 gigahertz all cores. Now I'm going to show you saturation rates. I'm going to run a bench. Now I'm going to tell you point blank, I'm not even going to try to cover it up. Yeah, this system's going to ramp up, and it may sound loud, but realistically, it's not loud. Any computer out there, when you put a load on it, they get noisy. I don't care what system it is, pre-built, custom built. If you have 4+ fans or whatever, even if you're air cooled, even graphics cards do it. Air cooled graphics cards, you put a heavy load on it, and it gets warm, and the fans ramp up, it gets loud. So give it a rest on that. But either or, here we go. I'm going to run the benchmark right now for you. And my fans are at 100% right now. Realistically, that's not loud at all. And there's my temps for you. Saturation rates pay, and I'm not even dialed in for the cooling. 5.1 gigahertz all cores. Now, when this benchmark completes, I will take in exit Cinebench. No, I do not own license to the name. I will exit Cinebench, and I will show you the max temps that it hit, and I'm not dialed in, which just means when I dial the stuff in, it's going to get even better. There, Cinebench is over, and there was my max temps. I only hit 61C on 2 cores. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, and I want to jump ahead really quick. I also don't want to take and hear anything on the whole end of Jay's 2 cents either. Especially with the 10900K, and no, I do not own the rights to use his name. I'm still trying to get a response out of Jay on the 10900K because he keeps saying the CPU runs hot. No, he doesn't. The CPU does not run hot. The guy cannot tune the 10900K to save the life of him. He's made a few videos on YouTube, and I've commented on him. I even gave him pointers on how to get the temps down. I mean, he runs a 10900K under 5 gigahertz all cores, and he's pushing 80C. Are you kidding me? that's pathetic. But yeah, either or, that's that. I've over 10 minutes, way longer than I wanted to be. But as you guys see, I'll do a quick shoot over the test bench again. You guys see it up and running now, nice and quiet. So that whole being loud decibel level, well, you just got proven wrong. And I even threw it under load for you too. Not up against the wind or wall, nothing like that at all. More than enough room. There's the cooling. Got my reservoir, my pump. They're EK elites, and I don't own the rights to that name either. But how the rads are set up is for the CPU goes in, comes out here, goes into the second one, comes out of the second one, goes into the third one, comes out of the third one, back into the reservoir. GPU is the exact same way, it's just up here. So you got these 3 rads here for the GPU, the bottom 3 for the CPU. On that note, I'm out of here. I'll be back. Next video I do will be with my Z590 Dark later.